Hi guys, and welcome to my channel, Changing Phases Tarot. It's so good to have you here with me today. For my returning viewers, welcome back, and for new viewers, welcome. I'm glad that you found me here. Today's reading will be a mid-monthly reading focusing on the energies surrounding us over the next couple of weeks, so from the midpoint in April through the end of the month, focusing specifically on the areas of career and finance and love and relationships. For the love and relationships portion of the reading, I'll be using the Wheel of the Year Tarot and the Life Purpose Oracle card deck, and for the romance relationships part of the reading, I'll use the Gilded Tarot and the Romance Angels Oracle cards. Like I usually say at the beginning of the videos, these are general, right? The messages may or may not resonate with you. I would suggest that in addition to watching your sun sign video, you also take a look at your moon and rising signs, because usually, watching all three together, they'll give you a better idea of what is actually coming up over the next couple of weeks. Obviously, if you would like a more personalized reading, looking at you, what's going on in your life right now, you would need to get a private reading from me. If you're interested, you could take a look at my site, changingphasestarot.weebly.com. There you'll find information about the types of readings that I offer, as well as pricing for those readings. Or you could email me at changingphasestarot@gmail.com. A couple of quick announcements. We do have so this reading covers from the midpoint in the month through the end of the month. We have a new moon happening on the 15th of April. That's also when Mercury retrograde ends, which is good. I've had a lot of technical issues over this past couple of weeks, so definitely a Mercury retrograde. And the next full moon will be coming up on the 29th, 30th of the month, right? So the end of April. It will be a full moon in Scorpio. It will be a pink moon, and be looking out for the special reading that I always put out when it's the full moon. I put out a special full moon spread, and also do a new giveaway to win a free one-question tarot card reading with me. So be looking out for that. Right, I will stop for now, and we'll see you in 1 second for your reading. Hi Aries, hope you're doing well. I'm here to get into your mid-monthly reading for April 2018. As you can see, I've already laid the cards for the spread just to try to save a little bit of time. So let's start off with the career and finance portion of your reading. In the past position, we have Major Arcana number 13, Death, followed by, in the present, Major Arcana number 20, Judgment. In the outbound position, the future energy is the Princess of Swords. And the overall energy for the upcoming 2 weeks, the card that was at the bottom of the deck, the Four of Wands. And the Life Purpose Oracle card that came out for you is Trust. Trust your feelings and dreams to guide your career path. All right. So it's interesting because, I mean, you have two major arcana sitting next to each other, and yes, although they obviously have slightly different meanings, they both carry this meaning of endings, significant endings. Obviously, this is, it's divine energy here, divine messages, intervention. And significant endings and new beginnings, because with the Death card, it really represents an ending to something. So this could be, a relationship, could be a significant period in your life, chapter in your life, could be just an ending to a particular way of thinking, or ending a habit. Could be ending a job, but what's most important is, it's not just the ending, but it's how, the ending brings in or heralds in a new beginning. So it's really more about the, the renewal, the sort of the change, the metamorphosis and growth that comes from this particular ending. In this deck, the death card, it's you can, let me hold her up again. She's called the Black Lady. You see she's wearing this black veil here. That's the name of the card in this particular deck. And it really does have to do with, significant changes, new beginnings, transformation, rebirth, which is, again, it has a lot to do with what's in the present. So this could have been, a significant ending, could have been, maybe you left a job, in the past, going back to sort of beginning of the month or even back to last month. And then, where you are in the present is making a significant decision, because the Judgment card, it can be as well, it can be having sort of making that judgment, that significant judgment decision. But this decision, is again going to herald in this, this new thing. It has to do with overcoming the past. It has to do with reawakening, rebirth, positive new things coming in, renewal, right? If there's been a difficult situation, it's sort of the ending of that difficult situation and this beautiful new beginning. Can be, again, like I was saying, making a tough decision, a judgment call, a fresh start, but a fresh start that comes after, a death, a significant ending. So lots of very major changes possibly have been going on, in your financial life, in your business life, with your career, but then new beginnings. And where you're heading as you head out of the month of April into May, you have this energy of the Princess of Swords. And this is, the suit of swords. It has to do with our thoughts, it's cerebral energy, so our mind, our intellect. It's also how we communicate with other people. And this could be, an actual person who you're dealing with the court cards. When they appear in a reading, they can be people who are playing a significant role, possibly over the next couple of weeks. If so, it would generally be a younger person, right? The princess, this would be like the page of swords in the traditional tarot. So it's young energy, it's immature energy. It could be a child of yours, could be somebody a teenager, somebody in their early 20s, but an air sign individual. So Libra, Gemini, Aquarius, male or female, right? In these general readings, it's not gender specific. But this is somebody who's, is very good at sort of, well, in this deck, she's called the young lookout. So it has to do with, being attentive. It has to do with observing things, also being curious, right? Being vigilant as well. So there could be, with this new beginning after the significant ending, it could require you to, to be more vigilant. Maybe you need to take a second look at whatever this is, and she has this sword of truth that she's carrying, right, sort of on her side, and she's very much focused on, what's coming up on the horizon there for her. So for some of you, that could be, a need to, really be vigilant, keep your eye, or look at everything, very carefully before moving forward with this new thing. This Page of Swords is also very good at communicating, so very, so powerful communicator, somebody who is assertive, somebody who, even though this person is quite young, they're able to use their intellect to figure things out, to diffuse conflicts, to resolve problems. She's very sort of poised, ready for action. So if this isn't a person, this is you just, feeling you're vigilant, but you're also, you're determined, you're ready for action. I focused on, the future. You see that she's forward facing. She is looking towards what's coming up. And then you have as the overall energy, the Four of Wands. And the Suit of Wands deals with the day-to-day matters that, has to do with, like our jobs, it has to do with the home, has to do with our own determination and drive and ambition and passion for those day-to-day things that we do. creativity, creative projects. And fours in the tarot, they're very stable energy. And this Four of Wands, it can be the marriage card. It can be the very stable, happy home life, the happy home and family card. And so it's a card of, of achievement, of rejoicing. Sometimes it can be, it can represent a marriage. Other times it's just, simply having a very stable home. Could have to do with, with buying a home, with moving home, moving. But it's very, it's very positive. It's very, it's very prosperous, successful sort of energy, because you look at the happiness here. We have them, the father with the child, and they're building this home, and there's just, it's a great deal of stability and joy surrounding this particular card. So, this ending, the significant ending, the new beginning, you're, keeping your eye, even though you're looking a little, almost on the defensive, and that, there really isn't anything, in sight as far as, sort of obstacles or things that you might have to face. You're still being very, very vigilant there. But, with this Four of Wands as the overall energy, I mean, it really says that, that there's security, and sometimes it can have to do with, new contacts being made. It can have to do with some type of, security and success. And it all comes from this, significant ending and beginning. So, again, it's going to play out in many different ways for those of you watching the video. But, this could be maybe you were in a job for quite a long time, and, you made the significant decision to move on, right? To move into a different, maybe a different line of work. Maybe this was this ending and a new beginning has to do with, being promoted within the company, because we do have this happy home life and, more stable home life. So there could be, something to do with this, with this ending being, maybe it was an ending to that one position, but you were promoted, or maybe this is you, making a very different, significant decision to go in a completely different direction, that's going to bring you more stability. And the oracle card that came out, Trust. Let me read you the full meaning for the card from the guidebook. This card says, the angels sent you this card as validation that your feelings are trustworthy guides as you aspire to make healthy life changes. Your dreams and desires are clues to your life purpose as your soul calls out to you through the language of feelings. If you're discontent in any situation, trust these feelings. If you're excited about the prospect of, for example, returning to school or opening your own business, trust these feelings. If your gut is warning you about a certain person in your life, trust these feelings. The first step is to notice your feelings. You do so by creating some quiet time alone where you can talk with yourself. Ask yourself questions like, what do I really want, and what is best for my life purpose? And then notice the physical and emotional feelings that come in response. Your feelings are the physical embodiment of heaven's guidance for you. Trust in their validity even if you don't understand them or feel certain about what they mean. That's interesting. So, there could be for some of you maybe this big change has to do with, you listening to your intuition, trusting in that guidance that you're getting from, those gut feelings that it's talking about. And it's just, you feeling a little more vigilant and sort of being more assertive, being, keeping your eye on whatever this new objective is, and sort of heading towards it. But whatever this is, going on within your career, your finances, there's this very stable energy and very happy energy surrounding it. So, even though making this decision could be a little scary, a little bit daunting, I would say that, there's very stable energy surrounding whatever this might be. So, move forward with caution, but, it definitely seems as though you're heading in the right direction with it. Now let's move on. The love and romance portion of the reading starts off with the Knight of Swords in the past position, followed by the Two of Pentacles, and the outbound card is the Knight of Cups. The overall energy for the upcoming 2 weeks is Temperance, Major Arcana number 14. And the guidance card from the Romance Angels deck is very soon. Clearly decide what you want so that it comes to you now. Now you have an interesting spread here. I mean, I could sort of state sort of the obvious, I think, saying that there are 2 people appearing in the spread. There's a Knight of Swords, a Knight of Cups. For some of you, that could be you juggling, right? We have the Two of Pentacles here. You juggling these 2 individuals. If so, then, you could be sort of trying to decide between, an air sign or a water sign. You are obviously a fire sign, Aries. So, if this is, then this could be, and they're both knights. So, middle-aged sort of air sign individual. So, Aquarius, Libra, Gemini, or water sign individual, Pisces, Scorpio, Cancer. Male or female, right? Not gender specific in these general readings. And then we have, this double message of balance and sort of juggling and moderation. So there could be, you're sort of caught between these 2 people, trying to decide which one is the one for you. Could be you're dating both of them, For others, this, with the Knight of Swords, knights are also, they can be sort of event situations, right? And knights really act on things. So the page is bringing messages. Yes, knights can also bring things. They can bring messages. They can bring offers. But they act on things as well. And the Knight of Swords in the past position, Swords energy, again, we have the Page of Swords here. Here we have the Knight. And so, the Knight of Swords usually he's very sort of fast-paced energy, and knights are events or situations, and they come in to really act. So with him, sort of charging in very quickly, usually, or I won't say usually, sometimes, they do run the risk of, being a little too hasty. The Knight of Swords, sometimes he needs to sort of stop, think things over a little bit. But he's committed, he's focused, he's sort of charging forward here. So that could have been, thinking of a relationship, partnership. There could have been something that, in the past, going back to the beginning of the month, even back to last month, there could have been a relationship. Maybe you met somebody very quickly. A relationship started out very quickly. It was sort of, kind of out of the blue, just, this person sort of appeared, rushed in, this person can be very forceful. And then there's this Two of Pentacles, which Pentacles is earth energy. It has to do with, the earthy, tangible things that we see and touch here in the material realm. So it's the work that we do, the money we're paid for the work that we do, it's our home, our family, material possessions, prosperity, things here in the material realm. And the Two of Pentacles, it can have to do with, juggling. If this was a finance reading, sort of juggling your finances, actually, to make ends meet. It can also have to do with juggling different areas of your life, right? There's a need for balance, a need for you to find that balance between different areas of your life. But, he does have everything. He has the Two Pentacles up in the air. So it's you kind of keeping things in balance, right? Juggling different things at one time, being adaptable, having the ability to kind of go with the flow. If somebody throws another pentacle in the mix here, it's you sort of going along and going with the flow and adapting to the situation. But, more than anything, it can have to do with decisions as well. I mean, twos are sort of, they can be decisions, weighing things up. They can be balance, a need for balance in your life. And then there's this Knight of Cups as the outbound energy. So again, could be this person, Cups energy. It deals with our emotions, our feelings, relationships, intuition, psychic abilities. And the Knight of Cups is, we usually think of it as the knight in shining armor. You see that he's bringing in this cup, which is, a new offering, this new offering of love. So there could very well be, towards the end of the month, a new offer of love coming in. And like I said before, the knights act on things. So this could be, him coming in and offering you something in the form of, this could be just going to go out. It could be a significant offer, sort of offering you, or like an engagement, or, something more serious. But, the Knight of Cups is a very romantic figure, a very sort of dreamy person. This could be, if this isn't another person, this could just be, you feeling very dreamy, romantic, more romantic or in love than usual. But again, there's this balance, and with Temperance as the overall energy for the upcoming 2 weeks, Temperance is another card. I mean, it speaks of a need for balance, a need for moderation. And this can be, again, in many different areas of your life. It can be just, sort of yourself, having that moderation, like doing things in moderation, not, this can be in the form of, eating, drinking, anything that, don't overindulge. It can be having that, the balance in, between your home and your work life, your family and your friends. It's the balance that is, sort of at the center of this love and, love and relationship portion of your reading. And then these two figures, the Knight of Cups and the Knight of Swords on both sides. It's it's interesting, your reading. It's interesting also because in the spread, this man on the Two of Pentacles, he's sort of, he's trying to juggle, he's trying to find this balance, he's looking back at the Knight of Swords, but then here the Knight of Cups is facing forward, charging forward, and, the Temperance card, she's also looking forward. So there might be something, this balance, maybe it's you reflecting, looking back on, maybe there was a relationship with a Knight of Swords individual, and, maybe there's a lack of balance within that relationship, a lack of moderation, right? Because this message of moderation is all about, being moderation in your life in all different ways, so physically, spiritually, emotionally, intellectually, you're in your behavior as well, right? Be careful with extremes in your behavior. But he's sort of looking back, right? And then this Knight of Cups is charging forward and is coming in with this new invitation, this new offer of love for you. So there could for some of you, it could have to do with needing to leave this Knight of Swords in the past, and in order to find more balance, and maybe it is with this Knight of Cups individual, leave that in the past and find the balance and move on with this one person. For others, there's a sort of a struggle, right, to find balance, and to, maybe it does have something to do with this decision, choosing between the two people. But the Romance Angel card that came out is very soon. Let me read you the full meaning for this card. Let me just find my guidebook here. And it says, very soon. This card asks you, what do you want? And demands very clear and specific answers. Just like putting in your order at a restaurant, the universe has been listening to your thoughts and feelings about your love life and has brought you what you asked for. When you complain about what's served to you, it's only because you placed an unclear order. As soon as you're perfectly straightforward about what it is you desire, it comes to you upon the wings of angels in an instant. You drew this card because it's time for you to get clear and honest with yourself and formulate your requests with faith and optimism. Trust your feelings and make decisions for yourself about what's best for you. Very interesting. So I do hope that the messages have helped in some way, Aries. I thank you for joining me today. Look forward to reading for you again, and just know that I'm sending you much peace, love, and light for a wonderful rest of the month. Bye for now.